Everyone's obsessed with the same 5 SUVs: the Urus, the new Range Rover, the Escalade. Meanwhile, there are SUVs sitting on dealer lots and used car listings right now that people walk past every single day because they do not look flashy enough. Here's the thing. While those pretty SUVs are hemorrhaging value and racking up repair bills that would make your mortgage payment blush, these so-called ugly ducklings are quietly making their owners look like geniuses. They hold their value. They refuse to break down. They deliver more real-world capability than vehicles costing twice as much. Today, we are counting down 5 SUVs that get roasted for their looks, but are absolute gold mines if you are smart enough to buy one. And stick around for number 1, because it might be the single best SUV investment in America right now. Let's start with the vehicle that gets mocked more than any other SUV on the internet: the Kia Soul, the hamster car, the toaster on wheels, the refrigerator with a steering wheel. People have called it every name in the book. And you know what? Every single one of those people is wrong. The Soul is one of the smartest buys in the entire automotive market right now, and it's about to become a collector's item. Here's why. Kia just confirmed the Soul is being discontinued after the 2025 model year. That's it. Done. No more. And that matters because the Soul has been dominating its segment for years. U.S. News named it the 2025 Best Subcompact SUV for the money. J.D. Power gave it a reliability score of 86 out of 100. KBB owners rate it 4.5 out of 5 for reliability. RepairPal ranks it number 3 out of 8 subcompact SUVs. But here's where it gets really interesting. That boxy shape everyone makes fun of is actually a masterclass in packaging. You get 62.1 cubic feet of cargo space with the rear seats folded. That's more than some mid-size SUVs. The interior has more headroom and legroom than vehicles costing $20,000 more. The 2.0-liter four-cylinder gets 27 miles per gallon in the city, 33 miles per gallon on the highway. Owners are reporting 34 to 38 miles per gallon in real-world driving. One owner on Kelley Blue Book said their Soul has 117,000 miles and has only been in the shop for routine service. Not a single mechanical problem. Another said they have owned 2 Souls and both have been completely trouble-free. You can pick up a well-equipped 2025 EX for around $25,000 with heated seats, a sunroof, wireless phone charging, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the full suite of safety tech. And Kia backs it all with a 5-year, 60,000-mile basic warranty and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Find me another new vehicle under $26,000 that gives you all of that. You can't. Number 4, Subaru Forester. The Forester has always been the SUV that car enthusiasts love to ignore. It is not fast. It is not flashy. It does not have a twin-turbo V6 or a massive grille that screams, "Look at me." It looks like a hiking boot with windows, and that is exactly why it is a gold mine. Consumer Reports crowned Subaru the most reliable brand overall for 2024 and 2025, based on surveys from over 300,000 vehicle owners. The Forester is a huge reason why. J.D. Power gave the 2025 Forester an 83 out of 100 for quality and reliability. The 5th generation models from 2019 to 2024 maintained a minimum reliability rating of 4 out of 5. And here is a stat that should stop every SUV shopper in their tracks. 96% of all Subaru Foresters sold in the last decade are still on the road today. Think about that. Nearly every single Forester sold in the last 10 years is still running. That is not marketing fluff. That is real-world data. The Forester routinely exceeds 200,000 miles with basic maintenance, translating to 16 to 20 years of reliable service. The secret sauce is Subaru's horizontally opposed boxer engine, which runs smoother and sits lower than conventional engines, paired with symmetrical all-wheel drive that comes standard on every single model. You are not paying extra for all-wheel drive like you do with most competitors. It is standard from the base model up. The 2025 Forester starts around $38,000 and gives you 180 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, 9.2 inches of ground clearance, and EyeSight driver assist technology. That is the same ground clearance as some dedicated off-road SUVs. Fuel economy lands around 29 miles per gallon combined, which is excellent for a standard all-wheel drive vehicle. And when it comes time to sell, the Forester holds its value significantly better than the segment average. In a world where brand new SUVs are breaking down at 3,000 miles and spending months in the shop, the Forester just quietly keeps going. It is not exciting. It is something better. It is dependable. Here's the SUV that lives in the shadow of its own siblings, and it shouldn't. The Honda Passport gets constantly overlooked because people either go smaller with the CR-V or bigger with the three-row Pilot. The Passport sits in this weird middle ground where shoppers just skip right over it. Big mistake. The Passport shares its platform with the Honda Ridgeline pickup, which means it has genuine truck DNA underneath that unassuming exterior. You get a 3.5-liter V6 making 280 horsepower, paired with a proven 9-speed automatic transmission. That's a real V6 in a world where every competitor is switching to turbocharged 4 cylinders that sound like lawnmowers and have questionable long-term reliability. Edmunds clocked the Passport at 6.9 seconds to 60 miles per hour. That's among the quickest in its entire class. All-wheel drive is now standard across the entire lineup. You get Honda's IVT M4 torque vectoring AWD system, which is one of the most confidence-inspiring all-wheel drive setups in this price range. The Trail Sport trim adds all-terrain tires, underbody skid plates, a beefed-up suspension, and genuine off-road capability. This isn't a badge job. Honda actually engineered it for dirt. Inside, you get over 50 cubic feet of cargo space behind the second row and over 100 cubic feet with the seats folded. There is a hidden storage compartment under the cargo floor. U.S. News named the Passport the 2025 Best Two-Row SUV for the money and gave it an 8.8 out of 10 overall score. Honda ranked number 4 for reliability by Consumer Reports. KBB owners gave the Passport 4.7 out of 5 stars, and 80% said they would absolutely buy it again. RepairPal gave the Passport a 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating and ranked it number 1 out of 29 compact SUVs. Starting in the mid-$40,000 range, you are getting a V6 standard AWD, a 5-star safety rating from NHTSA, and Honda's legendary resale value. One owner on Edmunds summed it up perfectly. They test drove a 4Runner, a Grand Cherokee, and even considered a Land Rover Defender, and still chose the Passport because it checked every single box. While everyone else is chasing trendy, turbocharged crossovers with questionable reliability, the Passport just works. It's boring. It's reliable. It's brilliant. Hey, before we get to the top 2, if you are getting value from this, take 1 second and hit that like button. It really does help the channel more than you would think. Number 2, Toyota 4Runner 5th generation. The 5th generation 4Runner ran from 2010 all the way to 2024. That is 14 years on the same platform, and people love to point that out as a negative. The interior looks dated. The tech is ancient. The fuel economy is terrible. 16 miles per gallon city, 19 miles per gallon highway. And honestly, they are not wrong about any of that. But here is what those critics always fail to mention. The 4Runner is one of the single best investments you can make in the automotive world. According to IC Cars, which analyzed over 15 million vehicles, the 4Runner depreciates just 25.4% after 5 years, compared to 46.3% for the average midsize SUV. After 3 years, the depreciation is only 6.7%. That means you could drive a 4Runner for 3 years and lose barely any money. KBB consistently puts the 4Runner in their top 10 Best Resale Value awards. J.D. Power gave the 2023 model a resale value score of 90 out of 100 and a quality and reliability score of 87 out of 100. The 4Runner is built on a body-on-frame chassis with a naturally aspirated 4.0-liter V6, making 270 horsepower. No turbos to fail, no CVT to grenade, no hybrid battery to replace, just a proven powertrain that will run for 300,000 miles if you change the oil. RepairPal ranks the 4Runner 9th out of 26 midsize SUVs for reliability with a 4 out of 5 score, and average annual maintenance costs are just $514. Compare that to a BMW X5 or a Mercedes GLE, where you are looking at $1,000 to $2,000 a year in maintenance easily. The TRD Pro models are particularly insane from a value perspective. They regularly sell at or above MSRP, even used. People are paying nearly full price for 4Runners that are 2 and 3 years old. That almost never happens in the automotive world. And now that the 6th generation 2025 model has arrived with a new hybrid powertrain, the 5th generation V6 models are becoming even more desirable to buyers who want the proven old-school formula without any of the new generation growing pains. The 4Runner is not pretty, it is not fuel-efficient, it is not tech-forward, but it might be the smartest SUV purchase you will ever make. Number 1, Lexus GX 460. And here it is, the absolute king of ugly gold mines. The Lexus GX 460 ran from 2010 to 2023 with the same generation. That massive blocky front end with the spindle grille. That bizarre side-hinged cargo door that opens the wrong way. The fuel economy that makes a full-size truck look efficient, 15 miles per gallon in the city and 19 on the highway. Auto journalists have roasted this thing for over a decade. They called it ancient, outdated, and irrelevant. And every single year, the GX 460 quietly proved them all wrong. Underneath that polarizing exterior sits one of the most bulletproof powertrains ever made. A naturally aspirated 4.6-liter V8 producing 301 horsepower, paired with a 6-speed automatic and full-time 4-wheel drive with a 2-speed transfer case. This is basically a Lexus-badged Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, and it shares the same legendary reliability DNA. One Edmunds owner reported 97,000 miles with 0 problems. Another has a friend with 328,000 miles on the odometer who drives it every day. An owner on the IH8MUD forums hit 180,000 miles with exactly 1 repair, a throttle body issue. These things simply refuse to die. IC Cars ranks the GX 460 number 1 out of 29 luxury SUVs with 3 rows for resale value. One owner bought their 2011 GX for around $46,000, and after 12 years of ownership, KBB still values it at roughly $18,000, retaining nearly 40% of its purchase price after more than a decade. For perspective, a 12-year-old Range Rover Sport is essentially worthless and has probably cost its owner more in repairs than the vehicle is worth. Here is where it really becomes a gold mine. Used GX 460 vehicles from 2015 to 2019 with reasonable mileage can be found for $30,000 to $45,000. At that price, you are getting a luxury SUV with heated and ventilated leather seats, a Mark Levinson premium audio system, full-time 4-wheel drive with low-range gearing and crawl control, and a vehicle that will reliably run for another 150,000 miles with nothing more than oil changes, brake pads, and tires. No turbos, no air suspension nightmares, no complex hybrid battery systems, just a V8, a solid axle, and engineering that was built to last decades, not lease terms. While European luxury SUV owners are getting $5,000 repair bills at 60,000 miles, GX 460 owners are cruising past 200,000 miles with their original powertrain and planning their next road trip. And now that Lexus has moved to the new GX 550 with a turbocharged inline-6 that is already generating some reliability concerns among early adopters, the old V8-powered GX 460 is becoming even more sought after. This is the SUV that smart money has been buying for years. It is ugly, it is thirsty, it is old school, and it is an absolute gold mine. That's all for today. If you learned something new, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss the next one. Drop a comment and let me know which of these SUVs surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.